Hello everybody, welcome to another session of Elective Accounting 3 once again. In the last session we have discussed example number 17. Right now we are going to discuss example number 26. Little bit different example than the previous one. In the previous example we did farm account as well as balance sheet. But in this example we are going to prepare farm account, general P&L account and balance sheet, three of the statements. Reason being very simple, here the information of two farms are given. Be khetarni information છે, farm X and farm Y, right? So for that purpose we need to prepare all these three statements. So let us have a look at the example first and then we'll move towards the solution. So page number 129, example number 26. Shri Praveen Bhai Patel has two forms. Keep textbook along with you and read the example with me. Shri Praveen Bhai Patel has two farms, farm X and farm Y. Prepare farm account, general P&L account for the year ended 31st 12/2019. So farm account and general P&L account બે જ પૂછેલું છે, પણ આપણે બેલેન્સ શીટ પણ બનાવી લઈએ બીકોઝ બધી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન આપેલી જ છે, રાઈટ? પણ બે ખાલી બનાવો તો ચાલે, પણ મેં તમને આમાં બેલેન્સ શીટ પણ બનાવી દીધેલી છે. જે પૂછેલું હોય એટલા જ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ્સ બનાવો તો ચાલે. સો farm X and farm Y. Opening stock is given for seeds and fertilizers. Purchase of seeds and fertilizers are given. Irrigation charges, wages, land revenue, pesticides, crop sales and vegetable sales are given for both the farms, farm X and farm Y. Then common expenses are given for both the farms. Valuation of cattle, loan, cattle expense, outstanding expense, tractor expense, tractor's diesel, insurance premium of cattle and crop, sale of milk, sale of grass, capital, farm and cash on hand. તો આ બધી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન આપેલી છે, એડિશનલ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન. Then adjustments આપેલા છે. Number 1, for the particulars of closing stock of farm X and farm Y. Closing stock of seeds, fertilizers and grains. બંને ફાર્મનું સેપરેશન આપેલું છે, તો આ બધી ઇફેક્ટ farm accountમાં જશે. Then crop against wages and crop against drawings. Provide depreciation on tractor at 10% and closing valuation of cattle is 28,000. Right? So this is your example. So now let us move towards the solution. So I am just showing how I prepared the ledgers. This is my first page of this example. Farm X and farm Y account of Shri Praveen Bhai Patel. ફર્સ્ટ પેજ ફાર્મ એક્સ અને ફાર્મ વાય, તો જેનું સેગ્રિગેશન આપેલું છે, ફાર્મ વાઇઝ જે એક્સપેન્સીસ આપેલા છે બધા અહીંયા આવશે, રાઈટ? તો આ ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટ. પછી છે જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટ. જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટ એટલે કે જે કોમન એક્સપેન્સીસ છે જે બંને ફાર્મ્સ માટે છે, એટલે કે ટ્રેક્ટર એક્સપેન્સ, ટ્રેક્ટર્સ, ડીઝલ, એ બધું અહીંયા આવશે. ફાર્મના સેપરેટ એક્સપેન્સીસ જે આપેલા છે બધા ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટમાં જશે. બધા જનરલ કોમન એક્સપેન્સ છે એ બધા જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટમાં જશે. એન્ડ નેક્સ્ટ આઈ હેવ પ્રિપેર્ડ ધ બેલેન્સ શીટ. પૂછેલી નથી પણ મેં તમને દેખાડી દીધી છે, મેં બતાવી દીધેલી છે અને બેલેન્સ શીટનો આન્સર બી ટેલી થઈ જાય છે, રાઈટ? So this example is distributed or it is in 3 pages. First page is of farm account, second page is of general P&L account and third page is for balance sheet. Now what do we need to do? Examples માંથી આઇટમ્સ લેતા જઈએ અને પ્લેસ કરતા જઈએ, રાઈટ? સો ફર્સ્ટ આઇટમ, જો બધું farm X અને farm Y નું જ છે તો આ બધું કેમાં આવશે? તમારું આ farm accountમાં જ આવશે. ઓપનિંગ સ્ટોક, તો ઓપનિંગ સ્ટોક લખ્યો ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટમાં ડેબિટ સાઇડ, સીડ્સ અને ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સનો, ફાર્મ એક્સનું એક્સમાં અને વાયનું વાય કોલમમાં. એવી જ રીતે પરચેસ સીડ્સ અને ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સના. નેક્સ્ટ ઇરિગેશન ચાર્જીસ. For farm X it is 12,000 and for farm Y it is 14,000. Next wages, land revenue, pesticides, એ બધું છે તો again તમારા expenses. So all these three will be debited to farm account. Then crop sales and vegetable sales. So credit side, sale of crops 163 and 165 and sale of vegetable 3000 and 4000, right? So this is the information that you have given individually for farm X and farm Y. Okay, now second table of your example, starting from valuation of cattle. હવે આ બધી information place થશે either in general P&L account or at balance sheet. So first, opening stock of cattle 36,000. See, you have got two choices. Either write opening stock at debit side and closing stock at credit side the way I did, or second thing, difference between both of them 36 minus 28. So difference rupees 8,000 can be treated as depreciation and that will be debited to general P&L account. Okay, you have got two choices. તમારે જે apply થાય એ રીતે, તમને જે રીતે possible થાય એ રીતે. But don't forget to write closing stock if you have written opening stock over here, and don't forget to write opening stock if you have written the closing stock, right? તો બેમાંથી કોઈ પણ મેટર તમે લઈ શકો છો, બેમાંથી કોઈ પણ મેથડ તમે લઈ શકો છો, સોરી, either opening stock and closing stock of cattle or difference between both of them directly at debit side as depreciation on livestock or cattle. Next, loan. So this loan has to be borrowed. So balance sheet, liability side. Then cattle expense. So cattle expenses will be debited to general P&L account. Cattle expense rupees 15,000. Then outstanding expense. See, outstanding expense is given in trial balance. It is not in adjustment. So only one effect, directly balance sheet liability side as outstanding expense. અહીંયા આપેલા છે ટેબલમાં, it means one effect of outstanding expense has already been given. We only need to pass one effect. Next, tractor. So tractor is your asset, so that would be posted at asset side of balance sheet inner column because there is an adjustment of depreciation on the same. Next, tractors expenses and tractors diesel. So both of them are treated as expense, so that would be posted at general P&L account debit side as tractors expense and tractors diesel. Next, right hand side, insurance premium of cattle and crop. So that is also here debited to general P&L account. Next, sale of milk, sale of grass. So that is sale. So that would be at credit side of farm account, sale of milk and sale of grass. Next, capital. So capital has to be transferred to liability side inner column. Next, farms. So that is the asset. So asset side, second item, farms of rupees 2,93,000. Next, cash on hand. So here, last item at balance sheet, cash on hand rupees 11,000. Okay, so up to here we have posted all the information which is given. Now dealing with the adjustments or additional information, we have got the closing stock of seeds, fertilizers and grains as per the farm X and farm Y. So a આપણું જાશે again farm account માં. So here I have written adjustments with black pen. So buy closing stock, seeds, fertilizers and grains for farm X and for farm Y. Second entry of the same at balance sheet side of the at asset side of the balance sheet as closing stock, seeds, fertilizers and grains. First one is of X and second one is of Y. So X 10,000, Y 12,000, X 6,000, Y 2,000, X 5,000, Y 3,000. So adding two of them, 22, 8 and 8. So this represents my total closing stock of both the firms for seeds, fertilizers and grains, right? So closing stock has got two effects, one effect at the farm account credit side and the another one at the asset side of balance sheet. Now second, crop against wages. So here the crops are given in lieu of wages. So it has got two effects for farm X and farm Y. So separation આપેલું છે X અને Y નું. So that would be posted at your farm account. પણ ખાલી સિંગલ અમાઉન્ટ આપેલી હોય તો આપણે લેવાનું જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટમાં. So crops against wages credited to farm account because crops are going out of the farm, and that is also to be debited because as a wages we are giving. So crops given as wages, right? So here this has got contra entry, debit side as well as credit side, right? Next, crops against drawings. So crops against drawings. So first entry, farm account credit side as the crops are going out of the farm, right? And second entry, it is treated as drawing, so that would be deducted from capital. 3,000 plus 2,000, that is 5,000, right? So first additional information got over, which included closing stock of seeds, fertilizers and grain, crops against wages and crops against drawings. Next, adjustment number 4, provide depreciation on tractor at 10%. So 10% depreciation. In absence of any date, it is assumed that this is the balance as on 1/1. So 10% on this 2 lakh, so depreciation is 20,000. So after deducting depreciation, the value of tractor is 1,80,000. Second effect of this 20,000, this is debited to general P&L account as depreciation on tractor, right? Like this here, general P&L account debit side. And last, closing valuation of cattle 28,000. So I have written down opening balance of cattle at debit side. So closing balance of cattle at credit side of my general P&L account, and second entry, closing stock of cattle at balance sheet side, right? જો તમે ઓપનિંગ બેલેન્સ અને ક્લોઝિંગ બેલેન્સ જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટમાં નથી લખતા તો તમારે ડાયરેક્ટ ડિફરન્સ લઈ લેવાનો. તો ડેપ્રિસિએશન ઓન લાઇવ સ્ટોક ઓર ડેપ્રિસિએશન ઓન કેટલ જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટ ડેબિટ સાઇડ અને બીજી એન્ટ્રી ક્લોઝિંગ સ્ટોકની બેલેન્સ શીટમાં અસેટ સાઇડ, રાઈટ? આ રીતે કરવાનું છે. So this is how we can complete this type of example in which informations are segregated in farm X and farm Y. Now coming to the total part, total of credit minus total of debit, we got the profit of 1,10,000 for farm X and 1,20,000 for farm Y. Okay, this profit is going to be transferred to general P&L account credit side. Consider this as trading account, consider this general P&L as P&L account and balance sheet as balance sheet. So as simple as that. આ ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટ અને આગલા ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટમાં કાંઈ જ ચેન્જ નથી. આ કોલમનર ફાર્મ અકાઉન્ટ છે એવું કહેવાય, કેમ કે બે ફાર્મના કેલ્ક્યુલેશન આપણે અહીંયા ભેગા કરીએ છીએ, રાઈટ? તો સેપરેટ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન આપી છે જે એક્સ અને વાય એ બેની જ અહીંયા લઈએ છીએ. કોમન એક્સપેન્સીસ છે એ આપણે લેશું જનરલ P&L અકાઉન્ટમાં. So total of credit minus total of debit, profit 110 and 120. This profit is transferred to general P&L account credit side, એટલે ઉપર જગ્યા ખાલી રાખવાની આ બંને પ્રોફિટ લખવા માટે, પછી મિલ્ક અને ગ્રાસ તમારે લખવાનું. હવે જનરલ P&L ક્લોઝ થશે, total of credit minus total of debit. So the profit is 1,30,030. This profit is going to be transferred to balance sheet. So here it is going to be transferred. So capital was 345, net profit 1,30,000 and drawings are 5,000. I request you, I suggest you to write down drawings in brackets so that it can be remembered that it has to be deducted, right? So total capital, closing capital is 4,70,000, loan, outstanding expense and all. So finally total of balance sheet is 5,50,000, 5,50,000 both the sides. The balance sheet got tallied, right? So in this example we have prepared 3 of the statements or ledgers, that is farm account, columnar farm account we can say either, general P&L account and balance sheet. Balance sheet પૂછી નથી છતાં પણ આપણે બનાવી લીધી છે, right? So I am just changing the focus so that it is easier for you to take the snapshot if you wish. See, this is the first page of example number 26. You can pause the video and take the snapshot. Next, second page, general P&L account. And third page, balance sheet. Okay, so this is your another example. In the next session we are going to solve the last example of this chapter, okay, which would be exactly like this, by preparing farm account, general P&L account and balance sheet. But that tends to be little bit lengthy example along with 2 to 3 new more adjustments, right? Otherwise this would be the same. In next example also we are going to prepare farm account, general P&L account and balance sheet. Alright, so probably on Tuesday I am going to forward the next video of the last example of this chapter. Right? Thank you all.